The new Red Dead Online Blood Money update is arriving in just a few short days, and with this release comes a diverse array of new criminal missions, multi-stage high-stakes robberies, great rewards, new outlaw passes, and of course new items, unlocks, and other cosmetics. While the Newswire announcements from Rockstar didn't go over absolutely everything you will be able to do with this new update, there may be lots of hidden details from the Blood Money trailer that you may have missed, and today we will be going over everything from this trailer that I think you should look into and see for yourself. Everything from the smaller things like the new gun belts and belt buckles that are coming to important, larger key details about certain types of missions that you'll be playing very soon, and lots more. All of that and more on the show for today. Thank you so much for stopping by. If you enjoyed this video at any point, or if you just find it helpful, let me know by dropping a like on today's video. And if you want to stay up to date and in the loop with everything Red Dead Redemption 2 and Red Dead Online, consider hitting that subscribe button with your bell notifications turned on. All that said, let's dive in. Let's start from the very beginning and work our way through each clip from this trailer. Starting off here, I just want to bring up this first image right here, or well, it's the second clip, but this is probably going to be the first cutscene with Guido Martelli. You know, you probably get a letter from him that you get at your camp lockbox or the post office, and then you will meet him at this gazebo, which is just southwest of the small park in Saint Denis. So you can see the theater behind him, and then the Saint Denis police station is like basically a little bit off right side of the frame right there. Just coming up here, as you can see, these players are approaching this cargo train, and they're about to either rob it or basically kidnap one of the prisoners on board. As you guys know from Rockstar's basically announcement for the big reveal of the Blood Money update, you saw the one screenshot of online characters trying to free that one captive on one of those cargo trains, and it looks like this could be from one of the same missions. I don't really see anything else. You could see a marble Sabino Criollo horse, gold Turcoman, things like that. We're gonna talk about the horses and weapons and stuff like that in a little bit, probably towards the end of this video, because I do have some thoughts on it. But just kind of moving on here, we'll go through more extra shots from the beginning, things like that. Character beats down one of the enemies you run into. I'm not sure if this is from a mission or if you just set this whole house on fire. We will have to see, but it does look like this character is wearing one of the new belt buckles, as you can see right here. It may be kind of tough to see because it is pretty small. You know, I'm in basically 1440p resolution here. Actually, I think that's 4K. But nonetheless, you can get a slight glimpse of it right here, the intro to Red Dead Online Blood Money. And here we go. This is when Guido Martelli talks about diamonds, emeralds, rubies, and the Capitale. This is all the Capitale and the loot that you will be stealing, what I would assume from the Opportunities missions when they do release. 3 are going to be coming at launch, with 2 more being drip fed later on. And this is probably the loot that you'll be rewarded with when you're on the mission from those multi-stage robberies that Rockstar said were coming with this update. But it does not appear that you will be able to necessarily keep these types of jewels and these private bonds and the Capitale for yourself, right? It does seem like Guido Martelli is giving you the details and the inside information for these scores and these robberies to take down, whether they're Stagecoach holdups, trains, banks, you name it. He's paying you to go on these heists and robberies. You're not necessarily stealing that loot yourself, able to keep it and sell it to the fence for a ton of money. You will be getting paid to do these robberies, just like you were paid to rob the mayor's mansion in the Telegram mission. So not too sure of the payout, but I hope it is better, and I hope you can earn gold from it as well. And just from this image, I wanted to pause it right here because of a few things. What you can see is what appears to be a new vest with this character on the left. I think maybe that released with the Naturalist update. There was a vest similar, so if that is the same one, I apologize. That is with one of the Bounty Hunter outfits, so that isn't new. You know, Schofield revolver, Litchfield repeater, Whitford compass, the Schofield revolver variant on this character right here. We have this bandana in the game, all of this. But 2 things to notice. 1, the Rex Road coat is in this trailer, and Rockstar did say Outlaw Pass items are returning from Outlaw Pass 2. This was featured in Outlaw Pass 2, so this could be one of the things that you can buy from the fence later on, just like all those other upgrades from Outlaw Pass 4 and 5 that they confirmed. And then you can also get what appears to be, I think this is a new belt buckle as well. I'm not 100% sure. Maybe you guys can confirm in the comments. We'll skip a little bit ahead here. Now, this is really interesting because there's a few things you should notice. That same belt buckle returns. We have the Martindale pants in this game. We have this coat. This poncho has to be new. We've had ponchos a little bit similar to it released, but this truly is like the Mexican style poncho that John Marston wore in Red Dead Redemption 1 that he wore on his outfit. That looks pretty much the same. And that is like a true poncho that you drape over your head and shoulders, and it's basically just like a sheet, right? There could be sides to it, but it's not like a shirt or a vest or anything, right? It is like, this is the typical poncho that players wanted in this game, and I think we're finally getting it here, so that's pretty cool. And then this seems to be either a new gun belt or the Bounty Hunter gun belt. This looks like a Torres poncho behind her because you can see the tattered stuff. This is all outside Saint Denis here. And then moving on, we have a few things at 29 seconds I wanted to talk about as well. I guess actually right here you could see this train is screeching to a halt because people stopped it with a supply wagon. Basically, they put the supply wagon on the train tracks and they're using this wagon to block the train so you can rob them easier, is what I would assume. I'm not sure if this is going to be like a specific mission prompt or you're truly freely allowed to do it, you know, on any train that you rob with this update. But at least one mission that takes place outside of Saint Denis over by Shady Belle will have this type of system here in game. And now just coming up here, I thought this was a shot of the new knife, the new bag shot knife that's releasing, but that bag shot knife that's releasing with quick draw pass number 3 doesn't feature these two little metal studs that you could see here. And also it appears that the bag shot knife has more of a lighter color wooden varnish. This is more of a darker one, so I don't think this is the new knife. At least it wouldn't strike me as that. It seems like basically the absolute default knife here in the game. And then moving on, as you can see right here, we have just some cinematic clips of the homestead robbery that Rockstar said you could do in the free roam. You know, like Rockstar said, these will be in the free roam, and they strike me as more of a dynamic event or like a random encounter. You know, you stumble upon the gang hideouts, ambushes, revenue agent roadblocks, moonshine stills, etc. And it looks like certain unlocked homesteads will also be a new type of encounter on the map that you should look out for. And now this is probably one of the most fascinating things here. This is super cool. All these characters are holding torches, and they're basically just running through Van Horn. Will we be able to equip these ourselves and use them on horseback like we can with lanterns and metal detectors, or is this just for the sake of the trailer and Rockstar isn't going to add this feature into the game? It seems like it could just be like some extra appealing marketing for the sake of the trailer by Rockstar, but I would love to know your thoughts in the comments below. If we can run around with lanterns, or not lanterns, but run around with torches like this, that would be pretty cool in my opinion. Just a neat little detail I think you guys should notice. Let's move on a little bit more here. Intro cutscene. Now here's something I wanted to bring up as well. This character is holding what I would think is the new Whitchurch Cattleman revolver variant, but check out the gloves she's wearing as well right here. They look like a new type of glove or like a wrap for your character's hands. You know, of course, we have the new Galleywood wraps coming in quick draw pass number 3, but this appears to be a new one that's not the Galleywood wraps, or I'm getting it mixed up with an unlock that we got for the Bounty Hunter, because this guy is wearing a Bounty Hunter hat here from one of the outfits. I've never seen this before though, personally. I haven't even made an outfit with those gloves and wraps, so if it's new, that's awesome. If it's already in the game, then I don't know how I missed it, honestly. There's so many cosmetics in this game, and we're gonna talk about that. But as you can see here, just wanted to bring this up real fast. This is outside of Emerald Station, and this seems to be just one of those ending mission cutscenes for one of those robberies, right? Now this is pretty intense. This posse is basically riding through the Heartland oil field office grounds, blowing everything up. The character is riding the marble Sabino Criollo horse, and it appears that they have a new, well, let me go back a little bit. It appears that they have a new blanket and also saddlebag as well. For this horse, and then you could see it with the Turkoman too that I want to bring up. And here you go, you can also see on this golden Turkoman that this character is riding, you have this saddlebag and this like metal studded horse blanket. It looks like a bear that's standing up. I don't know if maybe that was from the Naturalist, maybe I'm just tripping out, but that looks to me like it's new. And then you could see these really big studded spurs. I like these, so maybe we're getting some extra spurs as well. The point I was making about the cosmetics earlier is there are so many cosmetics in this game, and it's really hard to keep track of what's new or what's just limited time clothing and all that type of stuff. So if I'm making mistakes here, then oh well. But moving on. Classic Stagecoach robbery. I don't know if it'll be too different from the ones that you do during stranger missions, right? Obviously, maybe a few extra steps to steal the Capitale and the jewels, but I do hope that there's more than just 6 enemies that spawn, because that's really all I can ask for from these like smaller free roam hold-up type robberies from this update. I'm not looking to fight an army like you do with the legendary bounties for the free roam type smaller missions just for the $20 you're gonna make, but you know, if you're on these missions, it would be nice if there was just a greater amount of enemies that would fight back and shoot back at you, because on stranger missions, like 6 to 8 enemies is not enough. Moving on, here we have another shot of the gun belt. We have a nice holster here. I don't know if this one's totally brand new. I think we've seen this one before, and it's one that's in the game already, but as you can see, watch out here because we have Maxim guns on these trains. So there will be Maxim guns on some of the trains that you rob, and you know how quick you get lasered and beamed by Carmela Montez when she's in the war wagon on that legendary bounty. So watch out, because this may be like the Carmela Montez bounty, but on the Red Ben Clemson train. You know, you thought these sawed-off shotguns and the repeating shotgun enemies with the Red Ben Clemson bounty were deadly. Well, wait till a Maxim gun is literally just shooting down the corridor at you, because you're not going to have much cover here. Now, in this character's throwing a piece of dynamite onto the train for it to blow up, but take notice of the clothing he's wearing. I want to go back just a little bit more so you could see. You could see this jacket, and you could see the tassels on these pants. It looks like we have a new jacket or a new coat, and we also have a new pair of pants here, both featuring these tassels on the back and on the sides. And I thought this was the new Liam jacket at first, but this coat stitching is in more of like a V-shaped pattern, as you can see. Whereas if you look at the Liam jacket images, and the stitching and the tassels on that, it's more just flat across the back, and it's stitched horizontally across the back of the coat. And now we have a shot of a character basically stealing some more Capitale that I think is covered in blood, or it's just red ink lettering. But either way, he's stealing it out of a box in the woods at night. And my question here is, was this discovered by the eavesdropping that you can do on certain NPCs from one of the opportunities missions that we're going to be getting, one of the 5 that Rockstar talked about, or is this just part of like one of the homestead robberies in the free roam where you rob the house, maybe find some extra loot buried or hidden outside the property? I just feel like it could go both ways here, honestly. And then moving on towards the end of the trailer, this isn't too major of a detail, but as you could see, and it's not like super important or anything, but it's just a nice detail to mention. When you rob the train, it looks like the high value Capitale and loot will be in these colored and marked chests throughout the train cars. And as you can see from this clip, it's in a red chest with engravings on it. This character's opening the box and also appears to have the new gun belt, the holster, and something I want to mention here because we saw it before, but you could see it again right now. She has a nice looking sheath for her knife, and I know sometimes your melee weapons will glitch and you'll have a machete or a hatchet or a knife just hanging on your gun belt. But is this new? Like, will this be a new type of cosmetic to purchase for your gun belt? You know, I'd assume if it will be in place of the weapon equipment section in your wardrobe where your gun belt is, your offhand holster, your bandoliers, etc., so that you can customize it. And she's also wearing, I think, what is a new poncho as well. It's stylized like the Torres poncho that we saw before, that you can get that right now from the general store in the catalog, but this one might just be a different colorway or be just a new style of poncho overall, or like some type of cape. I don't have the Torres poncho pulled up on screen in game to confirm right now, but it's just, again, something to look into. Always pay attention to those details in Rockstar's trailers. And then the final clip from the trailer here, you could see this hatchet get thrown at this guy. It looks like we have the Tomahawk enemies returning back into the game. Remember in the Virgil Edwards legendary bounty where his minions will throw those tomahawks and hatchets out of nowhere at you, and you'll get one hit killed during the bounty unless you have either a fortified gold health core or consumed a potent health cure. Just be careful, because it would appear that these types of enemies are back on this mission. I'm not entirely sure. Maybe it's just, you know, for the sake of the trailer again, but who knows? Watch out, because you may have like night folk throwing tomahawks at you. It looks like he's in the swamps of LaGras, so we'll just have to see. Now, before we wrap things up right here, I have some closing thoughts on all this. While there are a lot of details that you need to look closely for and you probably didn't catch at a first glance, I do notice this trailer is absent of any absolutely major clues, right? I didn't see any new horse breeds, new horse coats, No new weapons that were super obvious to me. You know, maybe if one was teased, it was tucked away in a character's holster, so it really isn't that recognizable, etc. Usually Rockstar includes all sorts of things coming with their updates and their new trailers, and in the specific case of GTA Online, you'll see the new weapons, cars, planes, helis, jets, you name it. And if something's coming with that update in GTA in some capacity, they will feature it in the trailer. And so either Rockstar is intentionally keeping the trailer spoiler free for some of the big stuff for players that they'll want to buy or use in this update, or this update will not include that many new items, unlocks, and other equipment. I'm not too sure. When the summer update was announced, I made clear to you all in my videos that besides the new missions, this update really needs to have those plenty of new unlocks for players to enjoy it in the months going forward so that they can replay the content and have some fun. And since there's no confirmed role coming with this update, we won't have the role progression system where you use, you know, role tokens and unlock all sorts of unique role items. But that doesn't mean Rockstar won't include it, right? You may still go to the fence or the stable or the gunsmith and be able to purchase new items from those vendors, but with no clear confirmation with this from the trailer or the newswire, I'm not too sure about it, and it's not really part of my expectations for this Blood Money update. So just where you know where I'm at in my head right here. But what do you think? Please let me know in the comments section down below. All that said, we'll be wrapping things up right here. I apologize for the super long video. There was a lot to break down. I wanted to make sure that you got every single detail that you may have missed. But with that being said, hopefully you all enjoyed the video today. And if you did, hopefully I earned your like on it. And of course, if you are new to my channel, you want to stay up to date with all the best Red Dead Online and Rockstar Games content, consider hitting that subscribe button so you don't miss out on a single thing. We consistently talk about updates, news, information, tips, tricks, and even leaks, and we'll keep you guys updated here on the channel daily. So make sure you hit that subscribe button. If you want to follow me over on Twitch, Twitter, and Instagram, those are the best places to get connected with me outside of YouTube, and you're more than welcome to ask me any questions on there. You can follow me at HazardousHDTV, and all of my social media links can be found in the description down below. With that being said, thank you all so much for watching, everyone. Hope you all have a fantastic day, and I will see you guys in the next Red Dead Online video. Adios, amigos.